Okay, so I know we're only 3 days into the update, but I may have already unlocked all of the new items in this latest star path. Now before you say, you have a problem, Senpai, you're addicted to Dreamlight Valley, or you still owe me $5. Looking at you, Greg. You need to understand that I did all of this for a very good reason. I just wanted to provide all of you with a full review of every new Star Path item so that you could plan ahead. I'm hoping this video helps you decide what to prioritize, where to fit new items, and if you have limited time, which items you may want to focus on getting. So join us as we provide a full breakdown and review of the A Day at Disney Star Path, showcasing every motif, wardrobe item, decor option, and both exciting new Dreamstyles. Before we get started, I'd like to mention that I'm a small full-time content creator, so every like on these videos can make a big difference for me. Consider subscribing for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. If you would like to enjoy the update live with friends, consider joining our Twitch community. I'll have the link in the video description down below. It's important for me to mention that this is the first time I've done a rapid release Star Path review like this. It took a lot of grinding and a fair amount of effort to create this, so if you enjoyed this video and would like for me to make this a regular thing with each Star Path, please let me know in the comments below. And with all of that out of the way, let's get started. Now for this Star Path review, I figured we would start with the least exciting things and work our way up from there. And I don't know about for you, but for me, the least exciting thing is usually the motifs. However, that may change now considering the update's strong emphasis on Touch of Magic. Featured behind me here are all 7 of the motifs you can unlock in the A Day at Disney Star Path. There's the Slinky Dog from Toy Story, a Dumbo motif paying homage to the Dumbo ride, a Disney Parks train with these adorable Mickey Mouse smoke clouds, a swirling saucers motif paying homage to the Toy Story aliens, and then you have my 3 personal favorites, which would be these right here. Now I know the one on the far right is a nod to the It's a Small World attraction, but I've never actually been to a Disney park, and with my health, I don't know if I'll ever be able to go and fully enjoy the experience. So I'm gonna be honest here and tell you I don't know what these 2 on the left are, but I love the way they look. Now with all the Disney experts in the community here, I'm sure you guys know exactly what these are, so let me know in the comments below. But yeah, these are my 3 favorites as I think they look amazing. Like I stated when we started reviewing the motifs, they're probably my least favorite Star Path reward, but they are usually really cheap in terms of tickets, just coming in at 10 tickets a piece. And with all the new Touch of Magic features, you may find these to be very exciting. And with the motifs out of the way, let's move on to new wardrobe items. Our newest Star Path features a total of 10 new wardrobe options. Featured behind me here are a few of my favorites. Now, we'll be going over some of the other options first, so we can save the best for last. First up are our 3 new magic bands, including the Aladdin Magic Band, the Toy Story Magic Band, and the Tiki Magic Band. Out of these 3, I think the Aladdin Magic Band is my favorite because I really do like the color blending here. And I think my second favorite would be the Tiki Magic Band, as I really do like the level of detail on this one. The Toy Story Magic Band is alright, but I'm not a big fan of the colors, that dark green and purple, and the way the colors blend, there's just a kind of a line in between them, so not too big of a fan of that. Now, with all of that in mind, magic bands are very small, and that's why they're so low on my tier list here. Now, I will say it is pretty interesting we've gotten some new magic bands considering we've always only had one, which of course was the Dreamlight Magic Band. Now these 3 magic bands aren't the only band we're gonna have in this Star Path, as there are also 2 new headbands. First up, we have the Alien Ear Headband, and I have to say, this one is really cool because it actually glows. The stars on it light up, and I must admit, when I saw this one in the Star Path, I really wasn't too excited about it at all. But once I unlocked it and took a look at it, it quickly became one of my favorite headbands, and this may surprise you to hear, but personally, I think this is one of the must-have items from this Star Path, as it can bring an amazing wow factor to a Dream Snap. Next up, we have our second Aladdin-inspired wardrobe item, which is the Jasmine Ear Headband. Now, this headband is also really nice as it has great reflective properties. This also happens to be the first Jasmine item we've had come to the game, so I think that makes it even more exciting. If you look closely at the bow here, it's actually magic carpet that's kind of been pulled down into a bow. There's a little gemstone right in the center here, and then you even have all of that beautiful reflective property on top of that. Further, the reflective beads here, they actually go along on the sides of the headband as well, which you can easily miss if you have certain hairstyles on. I just thought that was another cool touch. And while I do like the alien ear headband a bit more, the Jasmine ear headband is not far behind. Now let's move on to some of my favorite items, and I'll be sure to save the best for last. We'll start things off with the brand new alien character backpack. Now I do like the coloration of this backpack. These red straps with these golden buckles look really good, and also the alien on the back is just really funny. You know, he's making that little ooh face. It's cute. I like it. I like the little planets and stars at the bottom. And I would say the best thing about this backpack is the fact that it's shaped like a little rocket ship, which is why it made it into the top 5 lineup for us. Next up is the Abu character backpack. Now, whereas the little alien character backpack had those red straps with the gold, this one carries blue with the gold, but it also has some extra detail down here by the bottom of the strap. Now, it doesn't have a super fun shape like the alien character backpack, but I do love this depiction of Abu on the back here. As you can see in his eyes, he's spotting a very bright red ruby, and he's licking his lips in anticipation of getting his hands on it. He's got his iconic little hat, and also I like the size of the Abu face here as it comes a little bit off the backpack and is rather thick on the edges here. It's not like they just took a two-dimensional motif and slapped it on. Further, on the side pockets here, you can see a little bit more of that same detail that we saw on the front straps. Overall, both of these backpacks are really fun, and you know, I would have to say I like the Abu one more, but let me know what you think. Which one of these two is your favorite? Next up, we have the only t-shirt in this star path, and this is the Abu and Raja character tee. Now, the details in this one are quite adorable. You have Abu posing with the lamp, and one of my favorites is this little scene here where Raja is sleeping and you have Abu just kind of standing in front of him posing. Overall, it's a really fun and cute shirt, and I have a feeling it's going to carry some useful tags for Dream Snaps. Our next item is the fancy raincoat. Now, this item made it pretty high up on my list because it's a rather large item, and I love how it looks authentic with that glossy covering, showing that it's made to repel water. Now, if you know me, you know I'm not a big fan of the umbrellas, considering when you hold them, it's not even held in a way to block the rain. They treat them more like parasols, so I just don't really care for the umbrellas. I think this raincoat is a much cooler option for the rainy weather, as you can wear it while you're holding your tools and accomplishing busy work around the valley. Now for my favorite wardrobe item in the Star Path. This is the Cave of Wonders Spirit Jersey. Now, I have to say, I love all the detail on this thing. The intricate patterns, the blends of color, the gold lining on the base and sleeves, and that really nice transition with the gold lining by the chest, where it fades into this purple checkered area, and you have the lamp here close to the right shoulder. I love these little patterns coming up on the sleeves here, and while all of these details are amazing, I think my favorite thing about it is on the back. So looking at the back of this Spirit jersey, we have that same intricate pattern that we had on the front side, which by the way is reflective. All of the patterns and designs that we have here on the back and front actually do reflect light, which is a really nice touch. And here at the top, you can find the phrase "Diamond in the Rough," which, if you recall, is a direct reference to the Cave of Wonders riddle, which stated only one may enter here, one whose worth lies far within, the diamond in the rough. And it's because of all these amazing details that this particular wardrobe option made it to the top of my list. Overall, I was very fond of a lot of these new items, and I can't wait to see how well they work with some of the future Dream Snap challenges. It's also been pretty cool to see a lot of stuff from Aladdin coming into the wardrobe options. I hope we'll continue to see a bit more of that in the future. Now, before we move on to the exciting round of decor options, we do have one new companion to talk about from the Star Path, which of course is the Popcorn Squirrel. Now, I will say the Popcorn Squirrel is quite adorable, and I love his little animation where he just continuously drops popcorn. This makes him a really fun and unique companion. Simba, please do not try to eat him. Though one of my tiny complaints on him is when you hold him, his tail kind of clips through the bag. I'm not a big fan of clipping in games. I think it's a little bit unsightly, but when he's on the ground, it's not as big of a problem. The little outfit they put on this guy is absolutely adorable. His little hat, the little buckle, and the fact that he looks like a little park employee. I think the best use for this little squirrel is going to be as a theme park attendant. So if you put down a cozy companion home, you can attach him to it and have him running around your theme park dropping popcorn. Of course, you could also have the popcorn squirrel as your primary companion, but let's be real here, he has been completely outshined by the best companion in all of Dreamlight Valley, our sweet, adorable, and single brain-celled Hey Hey. Now, for the moment I'm sure many of you have been waiting on, it's time to take a look at all of the new A Day at Disney decor options. And just as we've done in the previous sections of this video, we'll be starting with my least favorite and working our way up from there. So I guess it's best to open with these new Toy Story items. Now, I want to be clear here, I don't really hate these items, they're just not my favorite, and there is a big problem with the fence. We'll start this off by talking about the statue. It's pretty neat, it's got some pretty cool detail, I like the fun building blocks, and it's gonna go over really well in a Toy Story themed area in your theme park. Other than that, there's really not much to say about this piece. Now, concerning this new fence, I was really excited to see a new fence in the Star Path. I love fencing, it's just super useful, and I'm always happy to get more. However, this fence does have a little bit of an issue. While experimenting with the new fence, I found that there's no way to properly lock the corners. So you have to kind of put a little gap there, and then you could of course use the statue, but it's just not really ideal. You can always put like maybe a street light there or something. I just wish we had the option to interlock these angles. I just wish it connected, that's all. All of the other fences in the game for the most part can connect together, so the fact that we finally get a new fence and it's incapable of doing that, you know, I just want items in the game to be moving forward, not backward. Now for our next several items, and I'm going to cover these all in a group as park accessories. First up, we have the Luxo umbrella table, the blue umbrella chair, and the red umbrella chair. Now I do find this set to be quite nice. It's a cute little addition to the Disney Park set, and both chairs really do match the umbrella set quite well. One thing I do love about the umbrella is this really bold black outline at the base of the umbrella here. Another thing I like about it is that you can place two items on the table itself. Another thing I'm quite fond of is just how close you can get the chairs to this thing. I mean, you could put them right up on it and it looks really, really good in a theme park setting. It's always a pain when you're setting up chairs around a table and the spacing makes you put them like a square away because it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look like they're in position properly. So I like that you can get these right up on the table, almost going under the lip of the table itself. The only reason this set is a little bit low on my list is simply because there's not a lot of detail to it. Doesn't really wow me. It's a fun new collection of items for sure, but it's like, you know, it's not something I was like, oh my god, yes, finally an umbrella with a red and blue chair. Next up, we have the popsicle stick bench and the Toy Story recycling bin. Now these are pretty cute, and the popsicle bench and recycling bin would look good near the Toy Story fence and a lot of the other Toy Story attractions. I think it's nice that we got a lot of Toy Story stuff because we can actually build a Toy Story themed area in our parks and finally have something meaningful to do with Woody's house. And while the details on this new bench and this new recycling can are quite nice and work well with a Toy Story themed build, I must say it's a little bit of a shame that they are completely outshined by the new craftable items. This new Disney Parks bench and this new Disney Parks recycling bin that we can make at any crafting station far outshine these two new items, so it just makes them a little bit of a bummer to have. Usually Star Path stuff kind of wows me, and I feel like the craftables in this update are just far superior to most of the items in the Star Path. Thankfully, the same can't be said for our next Disney Parks accessory, which is this spitting camel. I really love this one. Once you interact with it, it will turn its head from side to side, spitting water out to the left and right. I love the reflective properties that's made out of this gold material. I love the little saddle drape up there on his humps. This thing just looks really good. This is the kind of quality I expect from StarPath items. So, some of the other items I've seen, just kind of not for me, not my cup of tea, but this one, man, I love this. I can't wait to put these throughout my valley. I mean, imagine having a bunch of these in a row, just spitting water in both ways. It's just fun. These would be amazing to use in an Aladdin-themed area or in your Glittering Dunes biome, even outside of a theme park. So they have a lot of versatility, they look really good, they have a cool animation. What's not to love about this camel? And that's exactly why this item has made it to the top of my Disney Parks accessories list. Next up, we have two new exciting food stalls, which I'm pretty happy to see considering we haven't had any food attractions for our Disney Park builds. Aside from some stuff that was already in the game, like the ice cream stands, but those weren't really Disney Parks inspired items like these are. We'll start with the ice cream stall. Now, we already have some little ice cream stands in the game, like I just mentioned, but man, this thing puts them to shame. This is an awesome little item loaded with detail. I love the little refreshing sign there. I love that you can see the menu and you can see some chocolate chip cookies. You can see some Mickey Mouse pancakes and the signage at the top that says ice cold refreshments. I also love the fact that this thing has its own built-in lighting, making it not only a great item to utilize in a Disney Parks build in the day, but equally amazing at nighttime. We'll take a look at it at night in just a moment. First, let's talk about the pretzel stand. Of course, out of these two new items, the pretzel stand is most definitely superior. This stand is absolutely beautiful, adorned with all of these gold and red colors. It has these lights centered around the roof here, which look really, really good. And one of my favorite things is that you can actually see through the windows. You can see the glow from the ice cream stand through these darkened tinted windows here. Another thing I'm really fond of here are these little attention to detail elements, like this little menu we have here, and then we have the napkins and the little shaker, and even some mustard and ketchup. Looking closely, you can even see this little gate that can be pulled down at closing time. Too bad you can't interact with it and open it and close it. That would be pretty neat. And as promised, here are these two new items at night. Now, the pretzel stand looks pretty nice with those little lights glowing at the top, but man, the ice cream stall actually looks a little bit better at night because these lights actually cast light off of the ceiling here and cast light down onto the base of this. I think that looks really good. Overall, these two items are rather fun and exciting, and they make amazing additions for our Disney Parks build. I think out of most of the stuff we've seen in the Star Path, these two items kind of outshine a lot of things because they fill a gap that we had for our theme park builds, and they also carry a lot of detail, giving them both beauty and utility. Next up, we're going to cover our two newest Disney Park rides, the Alien Swirling Saucers and the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. Starting with the Alien Swirling Saucers, the first thing I noticed was this ride is absolutely massive and dwarfs pretty much every other ride in the valley, coming in at a massive 24 by 24 squares. Now, I know this ride was made to stay true to the original ride from Disney Parks, but it just doesn't have a lot of fun detail. It just seems a little basic to me with those very big solid greens and purples. I know that's how it looks IRL, so it's not really a formal complaint. It's just not my favorite thing to look at is all. Now, I'm sure many of you were already aware of this, but this is another one of the Disney Parks ride that you can use with this new camera feature, allowing you to gather footage while actually riding the ride and enjoying yourself in your theme park. Overall, it's a pretty fun addition to the theme park lineup, but with so many different Disney rides they could have chose from, I don't know, this one's not at the top of my list. I feel like I would have rather seen many other kind of different things come to the game before this, and overall, I think one of my biggest issues with it is its cumbersome size. It is just so large and is going to require a ton of room. And that's exactly why the superior ride in this Star Path would have to be the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. First off, I have to say I absolutely love the look of this new ride. Whereas the Alien Saucer ride seems to be lacking in detail, the Magic Carpet ride more than makes up for that. with the fact that it is absolutely overflowing with fun details. At the base of the ride, you find the shimmering pool of water surrounded by all of this polished wood. There's this gold guardrail that encloses the entire thing. The magic carpets themselves come in 3 different variations with a orange and red, purple and pink, and teal and blue. The top of the ride is adorned with this beautiful golden magic lamp, and below that you can see a totem that has scarabs, Abu, and even caricatures of Genie. I also think this one just looks so much better when you're actually riding it because you don't have like the roof or the pillars blocking or obstructing your view. You can see so much more of what's happening. Oh, is the ride over already? Okay. We're just gonna turn it back on and pretend that didn't happen. Like I was saying, when you're riding the Magic Carpet ride, you can just see a lot more, and it's just a really nice experience compared to the Alien Saucer one. So much of your vision is obstructed, and I just don't care for it much. Plus, like I mentioned, this is so much better to look at. You can see the details closer. It's a fun ride, and I think it may be one of the best ones to hop onto. And now it's time to talk about my favorite new decor additions, which just so happens to be these Toontown items. Now this may really surprise you because you're like, really Senpai? The new rides aren't your favorite thing? And no, not exactly. Of course, the new rides are quite nice and all, and it's cool that we can use our camera on them, but I do find the rides to be kind of big and cumbersome, and they're not my favorite thing in the game. The reason these Toontown items are at the very top of my list is because, well, I've been really excited about creating a Toontown. Our A Day at Disney Star Path featured a total of 3 new Toontown items: the Toontown washing machine, the Toontown lamppost, and of course the Toontown fire station. We'll kick things off with the Toontown washing machine. Now this one is at the beginning of the list because it's definitely not my favorite thing on the list. I think it's pretty obvious what will be, but I do like it. It's pretty cute. I just wish there was an interact option. Maybe it would cause those little plungers on the inside to move up and down and swish the water around. That would be pretty cool, but you know, it's fine as is. It's just a little piece of decor, not much else to say about it. It's cute, whimsical, fun, and all that good stuff. Next up, of course, is the Toontown lamppost. Now, this one I'm actually really excited about. I just love playing with lighting in Disney Dreamlight Valley, and one of the best ways to do that is by positioning torches and lampposts. So having a lamppost that's specifically made for Toontown is a nice addition. On top of that, the overall design and coloration of this lamppost is quite fun, and purchasing extra lampposts from Scrooge will be a great way to give your Toontown builds a fun and authentic toony look. Now it's finally time to talk about my favorite decor item on the Star Path, which of course is the Toontown fire station. There are a lot of things I really love about this, but making a Toontown with like Mickey, Minnie, Daisies, and everyone's homes is gonna be really fun, especially with this exciting addition to the Toontown lineup. Best of all about this new building is it's kind of 2 buildings in one, as on the back right hand side, you will find the Toontown Fireworks Factory. Now the detail on this side is really fun. You have the fireworks kind of breaking out of the roof here. It's in shambles, and we're pretty lucky it's attached to the fire station, considering, you know, how much of a fire hazard the fireworks are, and they were obviously not properly stored. The whole build is just expectedly goofy and fun, with the fire hose coming out of the top of the roof here and tying around the water tower on top. I also think it's really adorable that there's a little Dalmatian in the middle window that looks down on you as you walk by. In my opinion, the building looks great at both day and night, as it is well lit at night with several different windows and wall sconces along the outside. Though I do wish there was a little bit of lighting here on the firework factory attached to this side. So in closing, there were certainly several fun decor options part of this new Star Path, but I would have to say the Toontown Fire Station is by far my personal favorite. Now, before we move on to the exciting new Dreamstyles from this Star Path, let's discuss the star coin cost associated with each of these new items. Both the Toy Story fence and Toy Story statue will cost you 480 star coins apiece. This just so happens to be the same star coin cost for the Luxo umbrella table, as well as the red and blue umbrella chairs. The water spitting camel will come in at 750, both the alien swirling saucers and the Magic Carpets of Aladdin will cost you 1,260 star coins. The Toy Story recycling bin will also run you 480. The Popsicle Stick bench will run you 360 star coins. And I found this to be a bit confusing. The pretzel stand is only 600 star coins, but the much smaller ice cream stand is going to run you 8,000. Lastly, we have our Toontown items, with the Toontown washing machine coming in at 552 star coins, the Toontown lamppost coming in at 480 star coins, and the Toontown fire station coming in at 720 star coins. And finally, with the Motifs, wardrobe, and decor out of the way, it's time to talk about the real stars of this star path, the Dreamstyles. Now, as most of you know, Minnie Mouse already had a Dreamstyle known as the Platinum Mini, but you've probably heard me talk about it, and I wasn't really a big fan of it. Now this one though, I love this new Dreamstyle. The Magic Kingdom Circus Mini Dreamstyle looks wonderful on Minnie, and it's nice for her to have something that complements her love of the color pink. Equipping this Dreamstyle to Minnie grants her these nice pink heels, this polka dot pink dress, the white gloves with small pink dots on the wrist, and my favorite thing about it would be the headband, granting Minnie these two beautiful pink feathers atop her head. Overall, I think this was quite the glow up for Minnie, and like I said, I just wasn't a very big fan of her last Dreamstyle, so I will definitely be rocking with this one for quite some time. And finally, the very last item we'll be discussing is Daisy's brand new Dreamstyle. Now, I'm not that big of a fan of getting Dreamstyles of brand new characters. I know that's kind of been the trend lately, but when I get a brand new character, I kind of want to enjoy their iconic look for a little while before I change it. But I really can't help but to appreciate how well it goes with Pirate Donald. Daisy's Dreamstyle is fun and full of detail and color, but so is Daisy. So I don't think it was really necessary to have one, but at least the one they gave us was a perfect match for one of Donald's iconic Dreamstyles. And when paired with Donald's pirate outfit, Daisy's new Dreamstyle becomes one of my favorite items from this star path. And now that we've finally highlighted and reviewed all of the new Star Path items, it's finally time for me to share my thoughts and feelings on the Star Path as a whole. And I may catch some flack for saying this, but it's far from my favorite. I found it to be a bit underwhelming, and there weren't really many items in this particular Star Path that really hit me with a good wow factor. I did like the Toontown fire station, both of our new Dreamstyles, and some of the park decor like the water-spitting camel, the ice cream stand, and the pretzel stand. And while Magic Carpets of Aladdin was quite nice, I really didn't like alien swirling saucers much at all. Like I mentioned earlier when we were going over some of these items, I feel like this Star Path has just in a lot of ways been outshined by other features and aspects of this update. When comparing this to the original Disney Park Star Path, there's almost no comparison, as almost every item in the original Disney Park Star Path was superior to the one in the A Day at Disney Star Path, with maybe the exception of one or two items. Now, just to be clear, before you guys try to tear me up in the comments, I'm not saying it's a bad Star Path. I did enjoy a lot of the items. I'm just saying it's far from the best. And I really don't even think I could put it in the top 5 Star Paths, to be honest with you. When we learned we were getting another Disney Park Star Path, I guess I got my expectations a little bit too high when reflecting on the last one, which was one of the best Star Paths we've seen. And I think it was this very high expectation that inevitably let me down. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on the latest Star Path in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed today's video, do me a very big favor and press that thumbs up button, as it helps more people discover my channel. If you have not done so, be sure to subscribe for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. I also want to add that after unlocking all of the new items on the Star Path in under 3 days, I've had a lot of people asking me for tips on how to progress through the Star Path quickly. If any of you guys here on YouTube would like some extra tips and tricks, maybe a tutorial on Star Path advancement, be sure to let me know in the comments below, and maybe I can make that video for you in the next couple of days. Either way, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this review of the A Day at Disney Star Path. As always, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you enjoy the Thrills and Frills update.